Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into what is literally shaping up to be one of the most highly anticipated market debuts in modern history, the OpenAI IPO. The momentum building behind the scenes right now is moving incredibly fast, and we need to break down exactly what the latest developments are, what's driving this massive push, and why this absolutely matters to the broader market.
Okay, let's dive into this. $1 trillion. It's a number so big it's kind of hard to even wrap your head around, right? Now, while estimates of OpenAI's valuation are still speculative and media reports range quite significantly, the projections targeting that staggering $1 trillion mark are exactly what's catching everyone's eye. Because of the company's massive scale, and let's face it, its central defining role in the AI sector, market anticipation is just sky high right now. An IPO of this size wouldn't just be big. It's expected to be one of the largest in history.
So when is this historic event actually happening? Well, as of today, May 22nd, 2026, reports indicate that OpenAI is actively preparing for an initial public offering. And honestly, they're moving aggressively. They're aiming to be fully ready for a public listing as early as this September. Guys, that's just months away. It really tells us that the preparation phase has accelerated dramatically.
And we know they're hitting the gas because of the heavyweights they've reportedly brought to the table. According to recent reporting, OpenAI is actively working with massive investment banks, specifically Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, to prep their IPO paperwork. Working with institutions of this caliber? Yeah, that means serious business. The company is reportedly planning to file its prospectus with the SEC confidentially, and the timeline for that filing? It could potentially happen as early as this week. The pieces are falling into place incredibly fast. Let's move to and see how this builds, because this accelerated timeline naturally begs the question, why right now? Just look at the rapid sequence of events. On May 18th, a major legal hurdle was completely cleared. Almost immediately after, on May 22nd, these serious IPO reports and confidential filing rumors surfaced. All of this rapid-fire momentum points directly toward that ambitious September 2026 target date. It is a textbook example of a company waiting for a roadblock to clear before stomping on the accelerator. So about that roadblock, a primary catalyst for the sprint actually occurred on May 18th. A federal judge and jury formally rejected Elon Musk's lawsuit challenging OpenAI's transition from a nonprofit to a for-profit structure. By clearing this significant legal hurdle, the market basically sees a massive green light for the company. It gave OpenAI the exact legal clarity they needed to confidently move forward with their public offering plans. But legal clarity isn't the only fuel here. Intense competitive pressure is absolutely driving this timeline. OpenAI is reportedly highly motivated to beat its primary rival, Anthropic, to the public market. We essentially have a real race taking shape right before our eyes. OpenAI is targeting that early September 2026 listing, while Anthropic is rumored to be preparing for its own public debut slightly later in 2026. In the highly competitive AI landscape, being the first massive player to secure public capital provides a tremendous strategic advantage. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the fundamental financial realities that explain the need for all this capital. On one hand, OpenAI is seeing rapid revenue growth, driven by user subscriptions to ChatGPT and widespread enterprise API usage. But on the other hand, the AI sector demands constant evolution, meaning the company remains in a very heavy investment phase. The projected infrastructure costs required to run and train these advanced models are astronomical. We're talking staggering amounts of money. So despite the incredible revenue, the need for significant capital to fund those infrastructure costs makes an IPO the logical next step. I know it's incredibly easy to get swept up in the excitement of a potential trillion-dollar listing, but we have to ground our explainer in reality for a second. As market trackers and media outlets closely follow these developments, we must remember that OpenAI has not actually released an official launch date. You might see the ticker symbol OpenAI floating around on various trading platforms right now, but as this quote reminds us, all of that should be treated as purely speculative. Nothing is truly set in stone until we see it confirmed by an official SEC filing. Let's zoom out to the macroeconomic picture for a minute to understand why everyone, not just AI enthusiasts, needs to be paying attention. An IPO of this scale is completely unprecedented in the AI sector. Because of its sheer size, it has the gravity to create real shifts in broader market sentiment. Analysts tracking financial markets and interest rates are watching this super closely because a mega-cap event like this has the potential to heavily influence tech sector volatility for the remainder of the year. It's not just a company going public, it's a massive macroeconomic event. As these preparations continue and we watch for those confidential filings to go public, we really have to look at the bigger picture. I want to leave you with this provocative thought to consider. How will a mega-cap IPO of this phenomenal scale shift broader market liquidity for the rest of 2026? It's a fascinating puzzle, for sure. Keep your eyes on those SEC filings, keep analyzing the data, and thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.